Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Against the Public for June 18th. I'm Dana Lane. Today, we're going to go through my top 3 Major League Baseball free plays for Tuesday, and then we'll wrap it up with our betting tip of the day as we examine what would happen if you just bet teams that are over 500 against teams that were under 500. Would that actually work? Well, I heard two guys discussing that tonight. Well, lucky for them, I was there to pick up on the conversation. So I went through the numbers to find out, and I'll give you the results. After the show, please go to pickdogs.com. I'll have my top Major League Baseball premium plays locked and loaded on the website. You could jump on my single play, and of course, I'll have my Major League Baseball 3-pack loaded up as well. $49.99, and each individual play and the 3-pack comes with our Pick Dogs win guarantee. You must profit or receive an immediate site credit for the purchase price. Basically, you must win 2 out of the 3 to turn a profit, or you'll get an immediate site credit on the purchase price. Also, there's only one way to get every play that I release, and that's to become an all-access member. And you can do that for the next 30 days for less than $11 a day, the next 90 days for less than $10 a day, or better yet, guys, jump on that annual all-access pass that takes you right through college and pro football for just $3.56 a day. This is the time to start doing it. We are building bankroll right now. Hall of Fame game less than 2 months away. We need to build that bankroll right now. Don't wait till August, and you can do that easily by getting on board with an annual all-access pass. And all-access customers, they've done really well of late. 55% winners over the last 7 days. Major League Baseball, 57% winners over the last week. And of course, National Hockey League, I'm so sad to see it go. Absolutely on fire over the last 90 days. Number 1 NHL handicapper over the last 30 days with 68% winners and 56% winners over the last 90 days. That is the consistency that your bankroll deserves, and hopefully you'll jump on that. What hopefully won't be the last game, but we'll see how that works out. But one more game, definitely in the National Hockey League, and maybe we'll have a couple more. But jump on those NHL plays. I'll have side and total in this game between Edmonton and the Florida Panthers. We smashed bookmakers last night with our premium plays. We also smashed them with our free plays. So, as usual, we're going back tonight. Let's roll our sleeves up. Let's get to work. Get to pickdogs.com. Onto your free plays for Tuesday. Remember, these are probable pitchers, so make sure that you double check the pitching matchup when you actually make your wager sometime today. We'll start things off 6:10 Eastern Time, 9:03, 9:04 Cincinnati Reds against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Reds minus $1.24, 8.5 under even versus Pittsburgh. Nick Lodolo against Bailey Falter. We'll get the start for the Bucks. Early betting patterns show the public's going to be on the Pirates and the over. 76% of the money, I'm seeing now, 77% of the money's on the Pirates, 91% on the over. Money line has dropped from an opener of minus $1.33 in downtown Las Vegas. We see that at Circa. Now down to $1.24 at that property, with the juice on the total going from the under to the over at that property as well. Other spots show that the juice is on the under after Pinnacle reported a large wager on the under, keeping the juice in that direction. So make sure you shop for whatever way you're going to go, and we have a free play on it. But whatever way you're going to go, make sure you do shop for a number if you have the ability to have multiple apps. Weather could play a part in this. 52% chance of rain at game time, and we know both teams are coming into this game trending under. That was fairly easy to handicap in game 1 with Paul Skeens on the mound. I'll almost always go under unless they're going to get really crazy and start putting up 7s or 7.5s. But with Falter and Lodolo, I think we're going to see plenty of runs. I think it's going to come off of Bailey Falter. Unfortunately for Bailey, he's really been good this year. It's been a godsend for the Pirates, a guy that a lot of people thought that they weren't going to be able to count on, and they have been. But you're starting to see a little crack in his game, and I think when you've allowed 8 earned runs in the last 8 innings, I think the league is starting to figure him out, and I think Cincinnati is going to get the second game of this series. And of course, Lodolo is a former first round #1 pick of the Pittsburgh Pirates back in 2016, so you could bet he's going to be plenty fired up for this one. We're going to go over the 8.5 minus $1.05. And in game number 2, 6:10 Eastern Time, 9:03, 9:04, St. Louis Cardinals against the Miami Marlins. Lance Lynn against Rodri Munoz. St. Louis minus $1.51, 8 over minus 15. Public's all over the Cardinals, and the over in this one, more than 90% of the money is coming in on St. Louis and the over. Most of this stuff is small at this point, no professional money. We haven't seen any movement on either side, so not anything you're going to have to run out because you anticipate getting a better number. But it looks like the wind could play a factor. Gusts are going to blow in about 13 miles an hour. We've seen a couple large wagers so far, but nothing massive enough to move this in a direction. But we did see one at Bovada. It caused their juice to go from the over to the under, and then a professional wager on Miami plus $1.30 at Caesars in New Jersey. In game 1 of this series, Cardinals broke a streak of 7 straight unders. They're 10 games to the under this season. 6 of the Marlins' last 10 games have also gone to the under, and the total are on the total, and the Cardinals are 27th in runs scored. Miami is 29th in runs scored. Something's got to give. We're not gonna go this whole series, even though game 1 went over. We're not gonna go this whole series with both teams being something that they're not. One of these games we're gonna cash on the under, and I think it's in game 2. So that's our free play, under 8 minus $1.05. And then 8:40 Eastern Time, 9:11, 9:12, Los Angeles Dodgers against the Colorado Rockies. Dodgers $1.87 road favorite, 11.5 over minus 11 is your total. Walker Buehler against Austin Gombers. And of course, when a 12 pops up, I throw everything to the side and I'm like, okay, I'm going to dive into this number because I want to know the history of this number. And I automatically think I'm going to go under, and I want to make sure that the numbers back me up, and they do. Only 9 times this season have we seen a total of 12, exactly 12, with 6 of the 9 going over the total. Check that. 6 of the 9 going under the total. In fact, the under is 48-35 this season when the total is 11 runs or more. And since 2020, the under is 231 and 188 when using that filter. As you would imagine, the Rockies are involved in a great deal of games involving high totals, and you would absolutely be right on that assumption. The under is 132 and 107 in games involving the Rockies since 2020 when the total is 11 or more. The under is also 22 and 19 when the Dodgers are involved with a total of 11 or more. By the way, the wind will be blowing out from right, will be blowing from right to left at about 10 miles an hour. Not a lot, but enough of significance to tell you about. We have seen 4 significant wagers on the under and 1 at Bet Rivers on Colorado plus $1.63. So that's kind of your professional betting pattern so far. I am going to take the under 12 minus 11 as your third free play. Before we close the show, here's your handicapping tip for Tuesday. I was listening to a couple guys at the Westgate yesterday discussing different strategies, and one guy said, well, what if I just took teams that were 500 against teams that were under 500? Well, like I'm listening to this and I'm like, well, there we go. There's our topic. So here it is. It's pretty straightforward. Straight 500 plus teams, meaning teams playing over 500 ball against teams playing below 500 ball in 2024. Those teams are 281 and 201 for a win percentage of 583, and it actually has also turned a nice profit of 9.64 units. So put that little trend down in your notebook as far as a few of these handicapping tips that were given out. Now we can break it down a little bit further. Teams that are playing 530 ball plus versus teams under 500, 261 and 176, a 597 win percentage. That rounds up to 60% win percentage plus 17.72. Write that one down. 550 teams playing 550 ball or better, 238 and 163, 594 win percentage plus 13.47. Again, write it down in the notebook. 570 and plus, 215 and 146, also 60% winners, plus 13.23. And teams playing 600 ball or better against teams under 500, 176 and 121, a 593 win percentage, plus 8.30 units. So, moral of the story there is yes. And I didn't think it was going to be this simple. I thought, oh, well, certainly the money line's going to get us because the teams over 500 are going to be overvalued. But we also have to factor in when they're on the road. And so the money line gets a little bit doused in those games. And it is very interesting that in almost every scenario here, there is a situation. Actually, in every one here, the teams over 500 are a fantastic bet against teams under 500. And the teams that are leading the way in that category is Kansas City. Kansas City 18-6 against teams under 500, plus 9.95 units. Philadelphia 28-9, 8.75 units won, and Milwaukee 24-12, 8.41 units. The teams to stay away from: Texas, when they play teams under 500, are just 8-15 this season, minus 7.90 units. Atlanta, 21-19, minus 7.12, and that's because obviously they're favored in the majority of them. And the San Diego Padres are 0-7 when they play teams under 500, and then they're over 500 at the time as well. So 0-7 there. There's your top three teams. There's your bottom three teams. If there's anything you'd like me to research, just drop me a comment on the YouTube channel, and I'll get to it if I have the numbers for sure. That does it for your Tuesday free plays and tip. Please go to pickdogs.com. Get involved with one of my many available packages, including my all-access pass that gives you every game that I release for one low price. Here's your Tuesday recap and Tuesday free play recap. Cincinnati, Pittsburgh over 8.5 minus $1.05. St. Louis, Miami under 8 minus $1.05, and the Los Angeles Dodgers, Colorado under 12 minus $1.11. That does it for today's show. Thank you to everybody who continues to watch on a daily basis. Guys, hit that like and subscribe button. I don't know, I'm getting addicted to it now. Hit the like button as well if you do. For Against the Public, I'm Dana Lane. All the best to you and your wagers on Tuesday.